Hey there guys, Outlaw Dolphin here, and we're going to continue our Dragon Age Inquisition. And I've had a little bit of change of heart in regards to the Descent DLC. I'm not going to do what I said I would. I'm not going to do the expeditions in the Deep Roads and the Abyss. I'm actually going to begin the Trespasser DLC, the final DLC, our final chapter in Hastings Trevelyan, the Mage, the Inquisitor. I'm just at a point where I know how long it will take me to go through the Deep Roads and the Abyss to find these expeditions, and I can't remember their exact locations. I can recheck the footage, but I'm happy with where the Descent DLC is left. I don't mind not doing the lore hunting. I think we covered what I wanted to talk about. Anyway. I believe the Descent is best left as it is, and continuing the Trespasser DLC, beginning it, actually, is the best course of action.
Smiles, everyone. We must be careful how we present ourselves.
Why did Divine Victoria call the Exalted Council? She's kept Orlais from bothering us for the last 2 years.
At increasing political cost, yes. She has done all she can, but the Exalted Council has become necessary. Orlais would control us, and based on their many marriage proposals, they have specific plans for you. Our real concern is Ferelden. They would see us disbanded entirely.
Inquisitor, it has been too long. I hope the years have been kind to you.
How have you been, Mother Giselle?
I spent last summer in Emprise de Lyon, distributing food sent from the Exalted Plains. The Dales are finally recovering.
You stay busy.
Since Corypheus fell, I think you may have spent more time traveling than I have.
It keeps me out of trouble, Your Worship. I should mention that your forces at Suladin Keep were of great help. Please give my compliments to Baron Deschedin. Divine Victoria asked me to greet you on her behalf. She is currently attending to the Ferelden ambassador's concerns.
You mean Liliana?
You can probably just call her Liliana in private conversation.
You can, Inquisitor. I prefer to use her divine name. Our last divine once joked about why I insisted upon calling her Justinia. She called it my way of reassuring her that I had not completely forgotten who was in charge.
I'll head out to find her once we're done.
I'll speak to Divine Victoria.
I believe she would appreciate that, Your Worship. The divine sees the good that you can do and have done. Duke Cyril will wish to greet you on behalf of Orlais. I believe he is currently speaking with the Tevinter ambassador. Many of your friends have returned as well. I hope you have a chance to speak with them before the Exalted Council begins.
The Tevinter ambassador?
The Imperium sent an ambassador?
In a manner of speaking, your worship, Dorian Pavas has been declared the Tevinter ambassador. It will be good to see him again. I owe him my apology. I allowed my distrust of Tevinter to cloud my judgment. He took a great risk coming to help us, and deserved better treatment.
Yes, he did.
To apologize? To Dorian?
I have little patience for those who cannot admit they were wrong, your worship. Myself included. I will have to make my apologies somewhere public. He will want an audience for his reaction.
No need to ask which old friends. We know exactly which friends are here.
Thank you, Mother Giselle.
Your worship, a final question, if I may. This Exalted Council, Ferelden would have the Inquisition disband. Olay sees its power as another feather in a chevalier's helmet. What do you wish to do with the Inquisition?
Now, I've stayed from talking about Hastings' decision about this. We met Inquisitor Meriden and what he wanted for his first Inquisition. He wanted it to be a force for peace, but it became corrupt. If our Inquisition lingers, then history will simply repeat itself. Our work is done here. It must be.
Corypheus is dead. We accomplished what we set out to do. If we're not needed any longer and it can be done peacefully, it may be time for the Inquisition to disband.
Thank you. Maker watch over you, Inquisitor. I will not keep you any longer.
Okie dokie, so walking around, we're first of all going to speak to our friends, and then we will speak with the ambassadors. Starting with Mr. Varric Tethras. What have you been up to, mate?
The Prince of Starkhaven wrote to you again.
Of course he did. Just put that one in the pile with letters from the Merchants Guild.
And the captain of the city guard had a very colorful message for me to deliver to you as well.
Inquisitor! Andraste's ass, am I ever glad to see you?
Am I interrupting?
Am I interrupting something important?
Yes.
Which is perfect, because Bran here needed a break. This is Bran Caven. Until recently, he was the Viscount
Provisional Viscount.
of Kirkwall.
Until recently?
And what are you doing now?
I have resumed my post as seneschal now that Master Tethras has been elected Viscount.
You're the Viscount of Kirkwall now?
Well, it seems the two of you have a great deal to discuss. Why don't I just leave you to it?
So, it turns out, you fund enough reconstruction efforts in a city-state, the nobles give you the worst job they can think of.
You'll be a great Viscount.
That's fantastic. You'll make an excellent Viscount.
I think the nobility figured, after Dumar and Perrin, what's the worst that could happen if we put the dwarf in charge? They voted me in because I got the harbor and businesses up and running again. They want shit fixed, and I can do that. Anyway, I was hoping I'd catch you before the summit got underway. I got you a sort of present. It's official recognition of your title and holdings in Kirkwall. Congratulations. You're a compt now.
You can't actually do that without...
Too late. Already did it. You should stop by Hightown sometime to see your estate. It's pretty nice. For Kirkwall, anyway.
Proper disposition of empty estates is supposed to...
You were leaving us to talk, remember?
Did you just give me a house? What's all this for?
What brought all this on? I'm pretty sure it's not Give Your Friends Lavish Titles Day.
Well, what kind of Viscount would I be if I didn't abuse my position to give shit to my friends? I've got traditions to uphold. Oh, that reminds me. It's the key to the city.
You can't give that away without approval from the council and a special ceremony.
It's just symbolic anyway.
It controls one of the giant chain nets in the harbor.
Really? That is so much better than I thought.
Can I try it out?
This operates those giant chains. Can I try it?
No.
I don't know how this council thing is going to end for the Inquisition. But whatever gets decided, you've got a place lined up in Kirkwall if you want it. Also, control of the harbor, I guess. Anyway, you should meet with the diplomats. And we'll get in a game of Wicked Grace before I go back, though, right?
I wouldn't miss it.
Don't bet any public buildings this time.
Such a spoil sport. Let Varric bet with whatever he wants. Although it's interesting to notice that he's gone from playing for just words, you know, just for the small talk. Well, hello, Blackwall.
Fashionably late. I thought you weren't gonna show.
You wanted to talk?
You wanted to catch up?
And after the betrayal and what I put those men through, my sorries were worth about as much as shit.
How many punches did you take?
How many people hit you?
I lost count at 12, but I could take a punch. They needed to know that there's a way to come back from anything. And I wanted to help them if I could. I thought going up there on the gallows was difficult. This was worse. 100 times worse. Anyway, it's nice to be back, though I'm not sure what to think of this council. No matter what, you know you can always count on my sword arm and my friendship.
Maybe you should stop, Blackwall.
I'm getting a little worried for the palace and any passers-by.
There you go. So we're getting the idea from Varric and Blackwall. They're very nervous about this council and what it might mean for the future. I mean, Blackwall has pledged himself to the Inquisition and to myself. If I disband it, what does he have left? Varric has a title and a responsibility to his city, but Blackwall has nothing.
Inquisitor, I see you have time for afternoon refreshments.
Glimmering, glittering, perfect cut, mask a maze of gemstones. She will think it pretty.
Excuse me, I might...
What was that for?
Did you want the table?
He wants stones the color of his eyes. Happy, bright, beaming, being seen, not seeing. And I needed the table.
For breadcrumbs?
Birds like breadcrumbs.
Inquisitor, how good to see you here. I came to sit and pen another song.
Sweet songs, poignant pain plants joy that grows later. She can't see me. I help her help people.
I gathered.
You're smart and kind. You're worthy of true love.
Hello, Halam Sharam! The fire of Sitha must be fueled by wine, ideally shared with adoring fans.
It's a mistake, but one you might enjoy.
The famous zither. I love all your songs, although I've never heard you sing yourself.
Well then, this could be a chance for both of us to make a little music.
Excellent.
Nicely done, Cole.
Well, Cole is still weird.
Of course.
I'm going to speak to Sarah before I speak to Bull.
Inquisitor Herald. Glad to be back, though. Whatever it is this lot have shoved up their sleeves. Just right up in there.
That's it? It's been some time.
Well, we don't know what's what, so what's there to go on about? It's Inquisition business, innit? That's all we are. Maybe sort out how they want to mess with us. Then there'll be something to talk about.
Hey, Bull.
Hey, boss.
Oh, wow, really?
Hey, boss.
Nothing from the Iron Ball. Tells many tales.
Did you hear? Maybe.
Ah, yes. There are these dog treats lying around. That's for Commander Cullen. Although, not directly.
Oh,
Is everything all right?
Yes. Well, I wanted to speak with you, and now you're here.
Go on.
I am. What's on your mind?
Maybe you should sit.
I can stand.
Maybe I should sit. Inquisitor, I want you to know that I am your friend. I will always be your friend.
Oh, well, that's...
So I hope to give you sound advice on this momentous day. Do what is in your heart, my friend, no matter what anyone might tell you.
Maybe you should start over. This is confusing.
I really can't imagine what you mean.
I'm talking about marriage.
Marriage?
Josephine is a wonderful woman. If you're clear on your path... You're not proposing to anyone. I am going to kill Varric. Why do I believe everything he says? Why?
Varric told you that?
He said I was going to propose?
He mentioned a proposal. I suppose I filled in the blanks. Or he did this on purpose. That dwarf gets entirely too much joy from my discomfort.
Who knows, maybe I will.
I might get married. I've thought about it.
I suspected as much. Being Inquisitor has brought you good things. Many good things. But only a few have been by your choice. Take what happiness you can from those and do not let them go. That is all I meant to say. Advice from a friend for the days to come.
How very odd. If anyone was going to talk about the council, I would have thought it would have been her. Okay, so I don't need to make any weapons or armor, but I do need to go shopping. And here, in this shop, you can buy everything. What have we got here? Ah, dog treat. Okie dokie. I do have a lot to sell, I think. Okie dokie, so I've just updated some runes. I'm going to give myself a new staff called the Titan's Gift. It's just a lyrium staff that I've given a cleansing rune to, so it looks super awesome. There's no real other meaning to it other than it's just going to look really cool compared to what I had been using. And here's Commander Cullen, and he has a friend.
You there! You're to dodge, not catch. If that ball were a fireball, you'd be dead.
You found a dog?
They don't breed Mabari in Olay. The merchant said he was abandoned. Perhaps his owner's tired of the novelty.
That's awful.
Poor boy. Well, he seems happy now.
Another Ferelden trapped at the Winter Palace. I couldn't leave him to that fate. Besides, I think he likes me.
You should show him Ferelden.
You could take him to Ferelden sometime. He should know where he came from.
I did promise my sister a visit. She might try to spoil you. Remember who you report to. The Inquisition will change after this. I'm not yet sure what that will mean. Whatever happens, our people, you, Liliana, Josephine, will have my support. In whatever form you require.
I'm not worried.
Whatever the Exalted Council throws at us, we'll figure it out.
No rest for the wicked. You can help. Dodge this, and I'll find overpriced Orlesian dog treats before we go. Be careful, Inquisitor. We have a ways to go yet.
There you go. You can place dog treats in the basket for bonuses to your constitution, no less. There you go. So we're in the Winter Palace, which is where we were during the peace talks. This part was closed off to us. We remember the fountain in the middle is where we fought Grand Duchess Florienne of Leeds. And over here is a spa. Now, this part is relatively embarrassing.
Darling, you made it. Excellent. I scheduled this appointment ages ago, and they do appreciate punctuality.
Appointment?
With the Imperial Garden Spa, of course. You work so hard, my dear. I wanted to treat you.
Thanks, I think.
Well, that's very generous.
I know. I even surprise myself sometimes.
What are the cheese wheels for?
It pains me that you even have to ask. You've clearly been living too long in barely civilized conditions.
Did you hear something?
Relax, darling. It's spa day. How have you been? It seems ages since we've spoken. I hope all is well with you and Ambassador Montillier.
Things are good.
Things are excellent. Thank you for asking.
It's such a comfort to hear that at least one facet of your life hasn't fallen apart due to incompetence.
Does this council concern you?
How do you think the conference will end? What do you think they'll decide?
It's all foolish posturing. The nations of Thedas know they can only politely ask the Inquisition to be on its way. Don't you feel better, my dear? This place really does work miracles.
What happened?
Darling, it's Spa Day. Don't fret. You'll undo all the good they've done. Come along, Inquisitor. They have other appointments, you know.
Good grief. Just absolutely no. Okie dokie, so we're well on our way to the ambassadors now. We just have one or two more people to speak to.
I should look around.
Here's Liliana, speaking with the Arl Tegan, the Ferelden ambassador.
Divine Victoria, am I interrupting?
Of course not, Inquisitor. I was catching up with Redcliffe's Arl. He's here to represent Ferelden at the summit.
Inquisitor, good to meet you.
How is Redcliffe?
How are things in Redcliffe, my lord?
Blessedly quiet. The mayor conveys his greetings. Redcliffe remembers its savior.
I won't take much of your time.
I'll try not to keep you from more important matters.
Very well. We'll continue this later, your perfection.
Many are frightened of the Inquisition's power, but I will do all I can to allay their fears.
How bad will this summit be?
What is the worst case scenario if the summit goes badly?
There are some who wish to see the Inquisition end. We must persuade them it is not necessary. I have much to do, but let me say this. I may no longer be your spy master, but I am always here if you require.
I'm glad you finally arrived, Inquisitor. The Crown's anxious for news.
And your thoughts on Ferelden's position?
The breach is long gone, yet Skyhold's army remains. Ferelden can't continue to ignore soldiers on its borders.
At least you're open about it.
I appreciate knowing where Ferelden stands.
You are owed that, Inquisitor, especially here. These Orlesians will talk circles around you before you get a simple greeting out. I won't keep you longer. We'll have words enough when the Exalted Council begins.
And I believe the Orlesian ambassador is speaking with the Tevinter ambassador.
Orlais is on your side, Lord Parvis. The Inquisition's support is not a thing to lose lightly.
Which is why the Orlesian court is circling it with a net and collar? But you'll have to excuse me. I see an old friend I must greet. Inquisitor, how long has it been? Don't actually tell me. I despise feeling old. It's good to see you, my friend.
You're bored, aren't you?
Thrilled to be at the Exalted Council, Lord Pavis?
Oh, riveted. Orlais wants the Inquisition tamed, Ferelden wants it gone, the Chantry meddles, and Tevinter sends but one ambassador. That's me, by the way. A reward for my interest in the South. Thankfully, Ambassador Pavis is a token appointment. Call on me as you like.
Inquisitor, Duke Cyril Montfort, member of the Council of Heralds and Lord of Chateau Haine. I have long followed your work. It is extraordinary.
Is that sentiment shared by the rest of the court?
Of course. Orlais wishes only to offer respectful guidance to the Inquisition.
You disagree with them?
Does your grace feel the Inquisition should continue to rule itself?
I would rather see the Inquisition join us freely than be carved into pieces for the chessboard. I have not forgotten Justinian's death. I had friends who perished at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. More than the good you have done, it is the good we may do together I don't wish to lose. Whatever happens, Inquisitor, I wish you well.
Well, we still have some friends to catch up with. Did you hear that? I heard it. Although, I'll admit, I wish I saw it. And I'm keeping a good eye out. Things are not as it seems here. Ooh.
It's been a while since so many gathered in this place.
I don't think I'm going to see what I'm looking for here.
All's well, it seems.
Oh, yes.
Ah, you can see the breach, or what used to be, is now just a slight slit in the sky.
Will you walk with me? The first time I came to the Winter Palace, I was only 18. I was dazzled. Such rich hangings, splendid marble columns, more golden lions than I could count. It's all still here, still bright, but I no longer see that same palace.
Everything changes.
Everything changes. People, most of all.
Yes. Now all I see are hands rubbed raw to make gold gleam, tears shed in the night over silk embroidery. Others overlook them and forget their pain, but I am divine and I cannot be blind. They seek to tear the Inquisition down. You feel it, no? Fear.
We know too much.
I'd fear anyone with our vault of secrets. Wouldn't you?
It is not our secrets, nor our soldiers. There have always been spy masters and private armies. They are afraid of nothing so much as the hand that directs it all.
Mine.
Already your actions have begun to reshape Thedas. Your influence is felt everywhere. It was only a matter of time before they moved. I'm surprised it took this long. The Inquisition's time is coming to an end.
I must agree with you.
The Inquisition has done enough. More than enough. Maybe it's time for us to lay down our swords and go home.
We set out to restore peace, and now peace is upon us. Some things can only be accomplished in shadow, without the trappings of power and the attention they bring. But whatever you decide, I will be honored to stand beside you.
At the very least, they are giving me the ability to make the decision, and I don't have to wait on anyone else.
As the most eloquent dwarf you know, Sparkles...
Speech! Speech! Way too much speech.
Varric, there's really no need.
What's going on?
Inquisitor! Just in time. Sparkles, the Imperium doesn't deserve you. Or want you. It may even kill you. But we'll miss you. If it counts. And you didn't know. Okay, folks. Time to take the party elsewhere.
Tommen never wanted any. I swear.
Leave him.
Dorian.
It's true. When the Exalted Council has ended, I'm going back to Tevinter. For good, this time.
I'll miss you, Dorian.
You know I'll miss you.
Naturally. My father is dead. Assassinated, I believe. I received notice this morning. A perversely cheerful letter congratulating me on assuming his seat in the Magisterium. We only met a few times while I was home. He didn't say anything about keeping me as his heir. This ambassadorship, his doing, I'm told. He must have wanted me away when the trouble began. I have to go back.
Dorian, I'm sorry about your father.
I know it was complicated, but I'm sorry about your father.
Thank you. It still doesn't feel real.
I do wish you well.
I wish you safe travels and the best of luck.
Oh, I'll need it, thank you. Magisters are tricksy bastards. A present. A going-away present. It's a sending crystal. Amazing what friendship with the Inquisition gives you access to. If I get in over my head, or you're overwhelmed with sorrow for lack of my velvety voice... Magic. What? You didn't think I would just leave and you'd never hear from me again, did you? You are my dearest friend. Perhaps my only friend. That will never change, no matter where we are. Now let's finish the good wine before the others get back.
There we go. I've not caught up with everyone, but I've spoken to who I think is worth talking to at this point. Time to begin the ending.
Thank you, Your Holiness. Now, Artigan, as to your concerns...
The Inquisition established an armed presence in Ferelden territory. You outright seized Caer Bronach in Crestwood.
It was a bandit stronghold. We helped to restore order.
Our goal was to keep more Ferelden citizens from dying, not to seize power.
Your help was appreciated 2 years ago, Inquisitor. Now order has been restored, yet you remain. Invading under pretext of restoring order is exactly what the Grey Wardens did to us centuries ago, and we exiled them. Now the Inquisition is doing the same thing with Grey Wardens in their ranks.
Your concern is ill-founded. The Grey Wardens have proven their worth time and again.
Of course Orlais tolerates this interference. The Inquisition is the only reason Selene still has the throne.
Rest assured, Tegan, the Empire of Orlais will not stand idle if the Inquisition oversteps its bounds. Unlike Ferelden, however, Orlais understands that these were the well-intentioned mistakes of a young organization.
An organization in need of a guiding hand. Yours, no doubt.
Pardon me, Inquisitor. Divine Victoria wishes to speak with you in private.
But she's right in front of me.
The Divine Victoria, who is sitting just up there?
Yes, and who was once your spy master. It's a pressing matter, Your Worship.
Pardon me, everyone.
My apologies. An urgent matter has come to my attention. Ambassador Montillier, can you handle this for a short while?
Of course, Inquisitor.
This is highly irregular.
Perhaps it would be best if we took a short recess. The guard said we should both see this. I believe she was correct. A Canary warrior in full armor. How did he get into the Winter Palace?
Would Iron Bull know?
Would the Iron Bull know anything about this?
I asked, and he is as surprised as we are. He says that if this were an official Canary operation, he would know. That suggests we're dealing with a rogue faction.
What can you tell me?
So what would the left hand of the Divine see when she looked at this?
This is a warrior, not a spy. Part of the Antam, the Canary military. Most of his wounds come from a fight against someone using magic, but at least a few are from a blade. He was badly hurt, separated from his allies, and made it here before he died. But how?
We should investigate.
We need to find out what's going on. Can Josephine manage the diplomats while I look around?
She will be fine. It's all speeches and posturing for the first few days anyway. I will extend the recess as long as possible. I will also have our friends ready themselves for battle if need be.
You think that's likely?
I think the Exalted Council may be more exciting than we expected.
And more deadly. So I need to follow a blood trail. There it is.
Looks like he came down over the railing.
How did no one see him? Although, from past experiences, apparently you're more than invisible when climbing these rafters. He somehow broke a stone railing. And really, they just got the Tevinter blood off the marble. Now they have to get Kunari blood too? Ay, ay, ay.
An active Eluvian? If I'm going through it, I'm not going along. This is the crossroads. Morrigan brought me here while showing me the Eluvians.
So here we are, in the crossroads, no less. The blood trail seems to lead here.
Judging by the bloodstains, he tried to get through here.
Is something wrong?
This mirror doesn't look broken, but it's inactive. Maybe there's a way to unlock it.
Let's look around in here. Maybe there's a secondary blood trail? Yes, there is. Make no mistake, these are indeed elven ruins.
Blood trail leads to this mirror.
Let us see where this Kunari came from.
Or we could have a sneak peek through this one.
Why are we playing silly buggers out here?
Oh, where am I? Just a loot.
Right, if we're killing demons, let's
Oh, hello.
kill some ruddy demons.
Oh! I wasn't expecting arcane horrors. He's behind me. Can I open this chest now? The hand that cuts. Critical ring damage pieces. The following stacking bonus is granted on ability usage. This is a piece of accessory that works well with many pieces of armor you will find. This ring grows unusually warm when slipped onto a finger. It pulses slightly and steadily, as if time with the wearer's heartbeat. Notes on methods of enchantment. The writing on these papers aches to be looked at, shimmering slightly as if under an enchantment. The notes are handwritten, but each letter is as perfectly uniform as a printing press. The notes on the first attempt. Improper valences on the bindings woven into the materials led to catastrophic unravelling. The first batch is lost, but I will have supplies brought in from the same stock to illuminate whether the imperfection is within the materials or the enchantment. So someone was working very hard to make it something very powerful. I do believe, sadly, this the armor set in question is for a female character only, so it's not something we will be using. Okay, let's follow the initial blood trail. Blood trail leads us here.
Elven ruins. I'm not sure we're even in Orlais anymore.
Probably not. But still, this guy lost a lot of blood. Oh no, there's just simply another one.
Another Canary, dressed like the one in the Winter Palace.
He's part of their military, dressed for war.
Behind door number 1. A hidden alluvion. Now, I've never figured out how to get past this purple fire. Except doing that is quite painful. The superb belt of Inferno Pact. Fire-based abilities are much more powerful, at the cost of large amount of health. I have to go through it again. And it kills me. Dear oh dear. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing all that treasure hunting. If I encounter the purple fire, I will simply go the other way.
Looking for ruins and dead people. Why do I keep coming back for trips like this?
You return because the cause is greater than yourself, and to keep us humble, you are needed.
What?
This is very true. Sarah does have the uncanny act of, hello, what was that?
Scorch marks everywhere. This is the work of a mage.
A powerful one. I can still feel the heat crackling.
We need to find out why these Qunari were here, and who did this to them.
Sarah does do a good job of keeping people down to the ground.
Over there, Qunari. If we want to know why they're here, we've got to get across to that island.
Those Qunari seem to be fighting elven spirits. Our way is blocked. This is our only option. More dead Antam. These ruins are on fire.
The elves bound a spirit here. It feels old. Very old.
What does it want?
Listen to the Well of Sorrows.
I think I know what to say. Armelana de Favren. Rivas Verenaris.
Right. That wasn't weird. Normal as anything.
It was part of a ritual. A secret greeting from those Fen'Harel trusted. If Mythal's Well of Sorrows knew this, were they close? Friends, or... I'm not sure.
Well, when you take the Well of Sorrows path, when your Inquisitor takes the drink from the Well of Sorrows, you can avoid fighting these spirits. Now, I would recommend this. These spirits are deadly. A wolf's welcome. A wash of powerful magic carries an impression of welcome. Images flash by. Elven slaves fleeing to this place in ancient times, greeted by others, who then tend their wounds. Words are not so much heard as felt. Fen'Harel bids you welcome. Rest knowing the dread wolf guards you, and his people guard this valley. In this place you are free. In trusting us, you will never be bound again.
That was like Veilfire. It claimed this was a refuge for elven slaves.
Slaves? Of other elves? The old elves? Pissers.
This whole valley was a sanctuary, created by the dread wolf Fen'Harel.
Fen'Harel? The Dalish elves' god of misfortune?
So much to learn we have. There you go, so we have two ways to get up here.
That alluvion only took us a short distance. That's the same lake we saw from the other tower.
So the old elves had many uses for these devices.
It's a maze designed to only let very specific people through, or for very smart people to figure out.
Wounds on the back, no blood on his sword. Someone took him by surprise.
This can't have happened too long ago. The blood's not even dry.
I imagine these spirits of maybe elven sentinels. Who knows? Before I examine that, let's just take a wander around. Anything to find? Anything to loot? Ah!
Here we go again. What a change of pace from the Winter Palace. A clear sky, a beautiful view, and yes, fields and fields of stripweed as far as the eye can see.
Strip what?
Terrible stuff. Looks like grass, stings like a knife, and causes sores if you so much as brush against it. So, of course, everyone in Menrathus insists it makes a very decent tea.
I want to try that tea, actually. The promise of Fen'Haral. Fen'Haral has been falsely named a god, but is immortal as any of you. He takes no divine mantle, and asks that none be bestowed upon him. He leads only those who would help, willingly. Let none be beholden, but by choice.
This is Fen'Haral helping former slaves as a mortal, not a god.
He took great pains to renounce his supposed divinity.
But Fenny helping is bonkers.
Fen'Haral sounds like quite the rebel. The old elven gods must have simply loved that.
This is what I mean by the rudimentary cave paintings. These, to me, are elves suffering red lyrium sickness or blight. To me, I imagine this is pre-blight, before the first blight, before the Magisters entered the Fade. Clearly, everything that happened here happened even before the Fade was created. Did I just say created? Whoops. Another Decunari. But yes, you can kind of see here. The rebel elves depicted an elven god like this. Elves under his submission, or hers, depending on which god this may be. We do not know. The gods are Evanuris. That's the word I've been looking for this whole goddamn time. Claim divinity, yet they are naught, but mortals, powerful in magic, who can die as you can. In this place we teach those who join us to unravel their lies, the lies of the Evanuris.
The elven gods were just Evanuris. Powerful, but completely mortal mages.
Was this the stuff?
We have a problem here. Anchor discharge. The anchor now automatically generates focus over time. Discharge the accumulated focus with L2 plus L3. Discharging the anchor makes your party briefly invulnerable. The anchor also grows brightly for a short time, lighting dark areas and revealing objects hidden there.
What's wrong?
I'm fine.
The anchor flared up. It's fine now.
All of a sudden, I'm not too sure what I'm looking for.
This looks like it fits into that pedestal by the broken bridge.
Had we not spoken to the elven spirits, the secret greeting, these statues would have come to life and attacked us. It would have been very nice to have this source of light in the main game, but now our anchor is permanently lit. Something is not quite right. Where did I come from? Not from... well, yes, from down there. Bit of a shortcut. Here we are back at the smoking tower. We need to head back down the stairs and return to the weighted statue on the bridge. The statue itself is even a replica of these even larger statues. The Qunari are well on their way inside this fortress now, I imagine. Although plenty have been dying.
Qunari.
Hopefully we can make light work here. You're not going to hit me. Yes, you did hit me. Well, I think I made contact with the Qunari. The Qunari are very melee heavy. You will not see many mages among them. With the trait of speaking from the Well of Sorrows, and speaking the secret greeting to the elven spirits, not only do they not harm us, but they fight alongside us. They believe we are one of their own. Nor will you find many archers among the Qunari. Their distance ranged attackers prefer to hurl spears at you. Big fuck off spears. Yeah, here we have a Qunari spearman. These ranged attackers can be most deadly. Thank God I'm nearly unkillable. Here come the spirits. Can someone just drop dead now? There's two of you. There we go. There goes one.
Why did those Qunari attack the Inquisition on sight?
Qunari never act without orders. A commander in the Qun must have given them.
Are you saying the entire Qunari nation wants us dead?
Well, at last the Inquisition and Tevinter have something in common.
There we go. So, there is a puzzle here. There is a slight puzzle. We can press this, but we don't want to press it just yet. One of these... Yes. This is Fen'Haral, the Dread Wolf. He wore wolf furs. That's why he was called a wolf. He is a mage that is a staff behind his back. And he was relieving the elves of the face marks. He's taking them from them. He's taking them from them, not placing them upon them. We need to open up. That spirit is just going to follow me. That's kind of creepy. Anyway. A riddle. Inscription. The Dread Wolf keeps its gaze on the one light that illuminates the way forward. On the one light. Oh, we could examine here, which is exactly what we're going to do.
That's Fen'Haral, removing the face markings from a Dalish elf.
Not Dalish. They weren't Dalish yet, right?
Maybe the markings used to have a different meaning.
There we go. So now there is a red herring here. When it says the Dread Wolf keeps its gaze on the one light, there's a Dread Wolf looking on a light here, and a Dread Wolf looking on a light here. There is also a Dread Wolf in the middle, keeping gaze on the one over here. And now I need to press the button. Did I get that wrong? I must have got that wrong. Keeping its gaze. Is it this one? There we go. Then we can also loot the box. Arrowwood. A bow with 95% armor penetration. Oh. What story will this tell us? The lifting of the Velasleen. The brand of the Evernuris can be lifted from you, that all may know you oppose their cruelties. None here are slaves. All are under our protection. All may choose to fight.
Hidden weapons. These freed slaves actually fought back against the Evernuris, posing as gods.
Interesting word, Evernuris. If all it means is mage leader, well, they were basically magisters.
The Dalish are going to shit themselves.
Nothing hidden here? I'm disappointed. I'm okay for supply cache. Oh, look. More Kunari. Light them up. Out of my face. Sarah's not wrong. If the Dalish learn this, that all that they worship is a lie. Oh. But you can see the descent. The Jaws of Hakon, the Chantry is a lie, the Stone is a lie, now the Evanuris is a lie as well. Appear to be stuck, there we go. Oh, there's a couple glitches going on here. A movement glitch is one of them. Oh boy, this movement glitch sucks. Really? What is happening? Ugh. Ay. What do I have to do? What have I done? Oh, that's better, I think. Note regarding the wolf statue. Remember, if you wish to move the statue, light the second sconce from the left as you face the wolf's head. As you face the wolf's head, use the blue-green flame in the brazier. It is magic, but it will not harm you. Remember your duty to the Kun. So that's a Kunari love letter there. And these are all barrels of Gatlock, so they're using the crossroads to smuggle bad juju into Halam Shirao. Oh, I see, I needed to search for more information in here. The score-splattered letter was written in both Kunlat and the common tongue. 2 hours ago, an unknown intruder penetrated our defences. Masked and cloaked. A mage. Used magic to awaken spirits and turn them against us. The intruder moved as if they knew this place. Fled after spirits awoke. Dozens dead, and spirits kept attacking. Engaging not recommended. The rest of the letter is illegible, but the blood is still wet.
A note about an unknown intruder coming through an alluvion. They turned spirits against us, then fled.
It must be a mage. They killed any Kunari in the way and let the spirits do the rest.
Two parties, then. The Kunari and a mystery agent determined to stop them.
It's been too long since we've traveled together. I've missed it.
Glad you're back, Cassandra. You need a break, and I need you breaking things in front of me.
Let's look for anything that explains why the Qunari came here before we go.
Oh, there's still plenty to look for. Okay, that door's not going to open until I find everything.
Let's look for anything that explains why the Qunari came here before we go.
The plan of attack. This letter is written both Kunlat and the common tongue. I have read your reports. Station your people in the abandoned elven towers by the lake. It is a short distance from its entrance to the mirror that connects to Halam Shiral. We will need the space to lodge our people after infiltration is complete. There is a map of the crossroads at the bottom with an arrow from elven ruins, Illuvian to Illuvian, that leads to the Winter Palace.
This letter says the Qunari came to these ruins because the Illuvians connect to Halam Shiral.
A staging ground for an invasion?
It was some sort of infiltration. There's no more details. A note about an unknown intruder coming through an Illuvian. They turned spirits against us, then fled.
It must be a mage. They killed any Qunari in the way and let the spirits do the rest.
It's been too long since we've traveled together. I've missed it.
Glad you're back, Cassandra. You need a break, and I need you breaking things in front of me.
There we go, so now we must head back to Liliana and update her on what we found.
One dead Qunari was bad enough. Now we have more, and they're hostile.
This makes no sense. The Inquisition has an alliance with the Qunari. Why would they attack us?
They also have no reason to be here, or using Illuvians at all.
I've had the mirror placed under guard for now, Your Holiness.
Cullen, please just call me Liliana.
Yes, Liliana.
I had hopes for this council, but trouble has found us again.
It appears the relative peace and quiet of the last 2 years is coming to an end.
First the Blight, then Mages and Templars, then Corypheus, and now this. Can't we go 10 years without the world falling to pieces?
We must ensure that the Qunari do not disrupt the negotiations. The Exalted Council is in a very delicate state.
I'm certain you can soothe the nobles' ruffled feathers while we solve the real problem.
Not when the Inquisitor insults everyone present by walking out in the middle of the talks. Our only advantage is that Orlais and Ferelden are divided in goal and grievance. If they unite against us, Divine Victoria will have no choice but to support their claims. We could lose everything.
Can we use the Qunari?
Could we use the Qunari threat to remind everyone how valuable the Inquisition still is?
Not until we know more. It will be fine. I will attend to the Exalted Council.
And while Josie does that, we will investigate.
We, Your Holiness?
You do, Josie?
I'll head back to the crossroads. We need to find out what the Qunari are doing, and why they attacked.
And I'll have a quiet word with our honor guard.
There we go, guys. It's the end of the first part of the end for the Dragon Age Inquisition Trespasser DLC. And these talks at the Exalted Council, which are either set to have us under Orlesian guidance, or disbanded under Ferelden prejudice. It appears another shadow yet crawls into our vicinity. The Untarm, the military of the Qunari, are trying to infiltrate the talks and perhaps even sabotage them. But there is a benevolent force at play who is stopping them for now. But we must investigate further. Perhaps Thedas still needs the Inquisition after all. like Cullen says, can't we go 10 years without the world falling apart? Anyway guys, I will catch you on the next one.